think I have concealer in my hair. And I do, or foundation slash concealer. Wonderful. Hey guys, welcome back. So I have got a fun get ready with me video for y'all today, playing with some products from Physicians Formula. So I have one product that is kind of like not super new, but then the other ones are definitely newer products. So I've got like a powder, a new bronzer shade, some blushes, an eyeshadow, a liquid shadow. So just lots of fun goodies to play with on camera with you guys today. This is the look that I ended up creating, so you'll get to see these products in action and kind of how they perform. So yeah, if you are new here, my name is Leslie. Welcome. I love to do these types of videos, new at the drugstore videos, favorites, get ready with me's, empties, some fashion content, just a lot of fun stuff here on my channel. So if you're new, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button and stuck around for a while. I'd love to have you here on my channel. So yeah, we are playing with new Physicians Formula products, so let's get to it. So this one is a new-ish product. I think it came out within the last year or so, but it's new to me. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Believe It Foundation and Concealer. It says for all skin types. It says it's infused with a powerful blend of muru butter. Oh dear, I don't know. Kubuku butter, don't know. And Tukumu butter from the lush, nutrient-rich Amazon. So it sounds like it's got good things in it. Creamy texture, melts into skin, leaving a natural, radiant, glowing complexion. Long-wearing, weightless formula. Provides buildable, medium to full coverage. So I got the shade Fair, and I was looking on my hand yesterday. I think this will work for me, but it is not quite the right tone for me. This looks pretty yellow, and I'm kind of more neutral, sort of pinky beige, and I think it's maybe like a bit light, but I don't know if the next color would have worked for me. You can see I started with very little product. I prefer to do that just because I don't like a ton of makeup on. I love doing makeup, and I love playing with makeup, but I don't like to feel like I've got heavy makeup all over my face, because you can always go back and add more. It has pretty good coverage. I have a little bit more over here. I applied a little bit more on this side. I'm definitely getting better coverage there. My skin does look a little bit dry. My skin is dry right now, but this doesn't seem to necessarily be helping with that. It doesn't look super dry, but it doesn't look necessarily luminous to me. It says radiant, glowing complexion. Maybe a little bit on my forehead, but I don't know about the rest of my face, especially my cheeks, which is where my skin gets the driest, when my skin does have a little bit of dry patch situation going on. Just adding a little bit more on this side, adding a little bit more here, and I'm getting some texture going on, which I do have texture in the middle of my eyes, but this is kind of making it look a little bit more textured and dry. Yeah, I don't know if my skin loves this. It doesn't look horrible, but it's just not doing my skin any favors. Like, I can definitely see texture in here. Okay, I applied my brows and some eyeshadow primer, so I'm going to use this product. This is the Physicians Formula Matte Minoy Butter Eyeshadow, and this is in Matte Blushed Nudes. Matte Blushed Nude. So this is what it looks like. Cute packaging. It does have a little bit of a scent. It's the Matte Minoy scent, but it's not quite as strong, I don't think, but I can definitely smell it. So I'm gonna start, I'm looking here. That's a pretty light shade. So I'm just going to dust a little bit of this over kind of the top of my lid. I did go ahead and set my eyeshadow primer with my face powder. I usually do that. So I'm just going to start with this. Most of these shades in here look pretty light. Like, all those in there look really light. And then the two at the bottom are a little bit deeper. There is another eyeshadow palette that had some shimmery shades in it, but kind of was just more drawn to this one. Okay, I'm going to take a Cozette D 220 brush, and I'm going to get some of this shade right here. These seem like kind of dusty shadows, so I'm going to tap off my brush. Ooh, yeah, that went like floating everywhere. I'm going to put this in my crease and transition area. This is actually kind of surprising me a little bit. It's got better pigmentation than I was expecting, and it's blending pretty well. And I do like this shade. This could be just kind of a quick get out the door kind of shade for me, because it's a good crease shade. Now I'm gonna take a Morphe M507 brush, and I'm gonna get some of this shade right here. Kind of looks like a cool toned taupey shade, and I'm gonna put this in my outer corner. Kind of softly bring it into my crease, just for a little bit of depth and dimension. That's actually pretty. It's not like crazy pigmented. It is a softer sort of a look. And these shades, like I said, are mostly pretty light. Like that's a lot of light shades. But they seem to blend fairly well. Yeah, those are pretty. I like this more than I thought I would. Next up, this product. So pretty much all the colors that I saw for these looked pretty dark. So I tried to get the lightest color, but this isn't really light. Kind of the most like semi-neutral color, but again, it doesn't even really look that neutral. So we'll see how this goes. Might end up being a little bit more creative than I was expecting. This is the Mineral Wear Diamond Melt-allic Multi-Chrome Shift. And this is in, it's a liquid shadow, and this is in Bronze Brilliance. Kind of looks like the Diamond lip glosses. So the same sort of packaging. So let's look at this kind of in a swatch on my hand. Okay, that's a pretty dark color and kind of purpley. That's pretty though. What do I want to do with this? I think I'm gonna get a little brush, a little kind of, what is this? A Makeup Geek Outer V brush, and I'm gonna get a little bit on that brush and kind of concentrate this on the outer part of my lid and softly bring this over onto my lid. That's pretty, and it does seem to work pretty well with a brush. This is kind of a dense brush, and it does seem to work pretty well this way. And it kind of makes it a little bit less intense. Of course, if you applied it with your hand, it's going to look more like that, or with your finger, I mean. Whereas I'm trying to go a little bit lighter with it. And it seems to work this way too, which is nice. That's pretty. I am going to resist the urge to bring it over farther or put something else on the inner part of my lid. I'm going to try to do something a little bit different than I normally do. So I'm going to leave it like this. I'd be excited if they came out with lighter colors in this, like a light bronze, a champagne, a light pink, or something like that, because in liquid shadows, those are always my favorite shades. But this is pretty. Went ahead and applied some liner and mascara, so we're gonna see how this goes, but I'm gonna try to use this as my concealer since it says foundation and concealer. So I'm gonna get just a little bit on, this is an AOA Studio High Def brush. What does it say? E108. So just gonna get a tiny little bit of this and use this under my eyes. Again, this isn't my ideal color match. It's, especially seeing it under my eyes, it's too light and too yellow, but we'll try to make it work. That actually doesn't look too bad, other than, again, the color not being right for me. Formula-wise, doesn't look too bad under my eyes. Applying a little bit with my fingertip. I usually do this with a regular concealer. I think I have a concealer in my hair. And I do, or foundation / concealer. Wonderful. So I'm just applying a little bit with my fingertip. I usually do this just for a little bit of added coverage where that shadow is kind of the most intense. Wow, I was not very hopeful about that for a concealer, but I think it actually worked fairly well for a concealer. I'm impressed with that. Next up, I'm going to use this powder. This is the Butter Believe It Pressed Powder. Muru Butter Pressed Powder. And I got the shade Translucent. Yep, there it is. So it says it's an ultra luxurious translucent pressed powder infused with our exclusive butter blend to deliver a radiant, natural looking glow. Incredibly creamy and soft texture combines the best features of a powder and a cream for a lasting, buttery smooth, skin enhancing finish unlike any other. It says it has Muru, the Kapuaku butter, and Tukumu butter. So same sort of ingredients, essential fatty acids and provitamins that soften, condition, and moisturize skin, leaving it silky soft. Yep, yep, yep. It says do tap off excess product from your brush, so I will be sure and do that. So I'm going to take an e.l.f. What is this? Small tapered brush. This is what it looks like. Cute packaging, bulky packaging, but still cute. Has a little brush down there, kind of an angled brush. I wouldn't use that for all over powder. I don't actually know what I would use that for. Maybe a contour? Maybe? I like the color of the packaging though. That's pretty. So I'm going to concentrate my brush up on the top part with these lightest shades for my T-zone and my under eyes. This does have that scent, the Muru scent for sure. So now I'm going to take a fluffier brush and kind of go all over. It's saying tap off excess, but really this doesn't seem very powdery to me. Like I'm not getting a lot of kick up or anything with it. Yeah, no, doesn't seem to be that way for me. This is looking pretty nice. You know, the foundation was looking a little bit dry on me. This doesn't necessarily look hydrated, but it doesn't look any more dry. Looks pretty light and not super cakey. I think most of the texture I'm seeing, I think, is from the foundation. So overall, I'm liking this. I think it's pretty. Okay, now I'm going to use the Matte Monoi bronzer in Matte Light Bronzer. Matte Light Bronzer. Again, same packaging, same little random brush in there. I don't really understand the shape of that brush, but there you go. Now this is definitely powdery. Lots of kick up here for sure. I am using a kind of grittier brush, so that could be part of it. But I do remember this, you know, my other shades of this have the same kind of situation. I love the shape of this brush, the Bdellium Tools 945. I love the shape of it, but it definitely sheds. Oh, there you can really see the color on this one. I was wondering if this would be too light for me. But actually, oh my gosh, look at this brush. Let's switch brushes. Old BH Cosmetics brush, number 15 something or other. But yeah, you can really see the color there. I was wondering if this was gonna work for me, and that definitely does. It is a warmer kind of a tone, but almost, well, no, I was about to say almost pinky, which I love in a bronzer, but no, I think it's just more kind of warm toned. But it's pretty. I like that, especially I think this will be pretty for summertime. That's pretty. Let me give you a little swatch of it so you can kind of see the color. So there it is. Wow, it looks really light on my hand. You can barely see it there, but you can see it on my cheeks. That's pretty. Let me put a little bit up on my forehead just for a little bit of shape and dimension up there. I like this, and it blended well. That's pretty. Went ahead and applied a little bit of CoverGirl Clump Pressure to my lower lashes. Okay, now for blush, I have a couple of different ones I want to play with. So I'm going to start with this one because it looks a little bit lighter, but we'll see. Actually, they both look pretty pigmented. So this one is the Butter Believe It blush in Pink Sands. Pink Sands. Mine came a little bit broken, but another one's coming in the mail, but I did want to go ahead and get this video filmed, so don't mind that down there. This is what the packaging looks like. Pretty color to it. Kind of a pretty peachy color. Again, that same brush there, a little mirror. So this is what it looks like. So it's got kind of like a pretty design, collection of colors, sort of a situation. Let me give you a little swatch. So there is a little swatch of it. It looks pretty light. Okay, so good. Let me start with this one. I'm using an Eco Tools blush brush. So just gonna tap into this. So this does seem powdery. It is kind of puffing. That's okay. Just gonna apply this onto my cheeks. Ooh. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, that's really pretty. Kind of a soft, just neutral pinky sort of color, like a mauve-y pinky color. That is really, really pretty. I like that a lot. Yeah, just kind of a, well, honestly, I started to say like, well, it's kind of a mauve pink, it's kind of a peachy pink, and that makes sense because it's sort of like different. That's a mauve-ier sort of color. That's a peachier sort of color. So kind of a collection of those sort of colors, but you could definitely try to concentrate your brush in those areas. You'd have to have a pretty tiny brush to do. And then the other one is the Matte Manoy Butter Blush. Matte Manoy Butter Blush, and this is in Mauve Mattes. Mauve Mattes. The packaging is so pretty on these. I love the colors. I love the little floral design there. That's pretty. Kind of an ombre right here. That's pretty. So here is what this one looks like. Look at the pretty design in this blush. That is beautiful. Now there's this darker color here, so I'm probably going to have to be a little bit more light-handed with it. These look a little bit richer in tone. So I will probably have to go a little bit more light-handed with this. I was kind of playing with this yesterday, and it did seem pretty pigmented for me. So it is a little bit powdery, doesn't seem to be quite as much as the other one, but again, it was kind of crumbly at the bottom, so that could definitely be the reason this one is a little bit more powdery. But this one seems to be a tiny bit. Oh wow, yeah, I'm being very light-handed with this. And that's quite a bit of color, but man, that's pretty. Has kind of a glow to it. Ooh! Really pretty. So I'm gonna have to just use it sparingly on me, but that's really pretty. I do definitely need to tame this down a little bit, so I'm gonna take my powder brush, go along the edges. That's really pretty. I like that a lot. Yay! Oh, pretty, pretty. Okay, just to finish up the look, I am just going to use a lip gloss that I have had from them for a while. It is the Diamond Plumper Mineral Wear Lip Plumper, and this is in Light Pink Princess Cut. Light Pink Princess Cut. And I'm going to use it with Maybelline Color Sensational Shaping Lip Liner in Dusty Rose. Okay, so those are all the goodies that I had to try out today. I really am impressed with most everything. I would say my least favorite is the foundation and concealer, and again, that's kind of a, you know, not quite as new product, but the newer things, like I love both these blushes. I think these are beautiful, really, really pretty on the skin. I like the powder, I like the bronzer. The eyeshadow, I like it more than I was expecting. It's not my favorite eyeshadow I've ever tried. I like the liquid shadow, but again, I do think I would enjoy a different color a little bit more. But overall, I'm impressed with these products. So hope that you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful for you to kind of get to see these products in action. Please give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful. Let me know down below what you think about these products, if you've tried them out, or if you've been kind of looking at them. What are your thoughts and opinions on them? I would love to hear that. Ask me any questions that you have. I'm happy to answer those. Please subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!